I removed my last Draw My Life because so much of my life has changed, and I feel like it's finally time to talk about it. So here we go. I was an accident. My parents had me when they were really young. My mom was 20 and my dad was 22. They broke up when I was only 2, so I don't really remember them being together ever. Growing up, I was always really jealous of all the kids that got to live with both their parents. I lived with my mom, but I'd go to my dad's on the weekends. And when I'd get to my dad's, I'd cry to see my mom. And when I'd go back home to my mom, I'd cry to see my dad. I apparently loved crying. I was a painfully shy kid. I'd cry whenever I got any kind of attention. Yep, that's me. Crying again. I also suffered from night terrors, which is basically being aware you're sleepwalking, but not being able to control yourself while you're sleepwalking. And as the name indicates, they were absolutely fucking terrifying. My mom is a stay-at-home mom, literally. She suffers from a form of anxiety so intense she hasn't really been able to leave in the past 25 years. One night when I was 13, my mom's boyfriend said he was going to work, and he never came back, leaving my 2 brothers, my mom, and me behind. Since my mom didn't leave the house, we had no way to get food or go to the hospital, so my grandma moved in to help for a little bit, but she suddenly became very sick, and she died. Now, with no one left to help, it became my responsibility to get groceries for my family. Since I was 14, I had to take a 4-wheeled taxi to the grocery store. Not a 6-wheel taxi like I'm drawing right now, unfortunately. It wasn't that cool. I'd roll up with food stamps in one hand and a shopping list in the other. I have no idea what it said. I was 14 years old. I could barely read English at that point. I was only 14. But things weren't all bad. I had a few friends, including one boy who shared the same immature sense of humor as me. He was one of the only people I felt I could truly be myself around. His name was Ian. There were a few girls that liked me too, by which I mean one girl poked my penis in a movie theater one time and ran away. You know, normal stuff that all of us teens did. I was able to coast through high school until I was 15, when I was diagnosed with henoch-schonlein purpura, or HSP for short. It's basically a disease that causes your immune system to attack its own red blood vessels, which causes you to have extreme joint pain, intestinal pain, this really intense rash, and constant puking. Suddenly, I was bedridden. I lost 30 pounds in 2 weeks, and I was really malnourished. I couldn't go to school anymore, so a teacher had to come once a week to give me homework just so I wouldn't fail. But being sick gave me a ton of free time. I was able to start learning how to code on a computer. I started working on this website, which was this forum that I made for me and my closest friends to use to kind of hang out online without me having to leave the house. This was before social media, so I wanted to create something useful that we could all use. I called it Smosh.com. After 4 months, I started feeling better. I'll always technically have HSP, but thankfully it's remained dormant and I haven't seen any signs of it since. I was able to return back to school and things were looking up. That website that I'd created started gaining popularity outside my group of friends, and the whole school was using it. I went from 30 daily users to tens of thousands within a few months. I sold some ad space on the site to make some money, and I saved up a bunch, and I was finally able to buy a really shitty car. But hey, at least I didn't have to take a cab to the grocery store anymore. One day when we were waiting for college to start, I started lip syncing to the Power Rangers theme song. I don't know why I did it, but for some reason we thought it was really funny, so Ian joined in and we filmed it. We posted it on Smosh.com. Our friends loved it so much they convinced us to make another one, so we did. That video blew up. People reposted the video file all over their own MySpaces, which was super exciting, but also super expensive. I was paying for the bandwidth on Smosh.com, so basically every time someone watched the video file, I would have to pay a small amount for the server load. At the height of it, I was paying $300 a month for people to watch our videos. One day I Googled ourselves and found that someone had uploaded our newest video to this new website called YouTube. They had about a dozen comments, which was really amazing because it was the first time I was able to directly see what people thought about our videos. I was getting pretty tired of paying for people to stream our videos, so we made a Smosh YouTube channel and started uploading our videos there. I still remember when our first video reached 100,000 views. We were so excited. We decided to celebrate by going to Taco Bell and getting 6 tacos. I loved tacos more than probably anything. We turned my bedroom into a little merch factory, so we were able to make some money selling shirts while we stayed in college. After 2 years, YouTube contacted us to be part of their first wave of their ad program. So we were finally able to make money on our videos. After about 6 months, we dropped out of college so we could do YouTube full time. It seemed like while we could always go back to college, we couldn't always come back to this amazing opportunity. Spoiler alert, we never went back to college. Somehow I had ended up in front of the camera. The shy kid that just loved to sit in his bedroom coding on his computer was now starring in comedy sketches being viewed by millions of people. And things were really, really good until suddenly they weren't. When I was 21, I was sitting around with a couple friends, and out of nowhere, I became completely overcome with fear. My entire body went numb. I could only hear the deafening sound of my thoughts and the beating of my heart. Like the world around me was no longer real. I remember going to sleep fully clothed that night because my hands felt too numb to take them off. It was my first of many panic attacks. It unlocked a door in my brain that I couldn't shut. I was terrified my mom's agoraphobia was genetic and I'd never be able to leave my house again. I even had a few panic attacks while shooting videos, which caused me to have even more anxiety because what if my anxiety ruined this career that I had just started? For 5 years, it more or less controlled me. But one day when I was completely overcome with the fear of having a panic attack, I decided I was gonna try to give myself one just to see if I could control it. And I wasn't able to give myself one, which just proved that for me, the only thing that caused me to have panic attacks was the fear of having a panic attack. After that point, I've been more or less able to prevent them from happening in the first place. Ultimately, I've learned not only who I want to be, but that who I am now is okay too. I've accepted being introverted and having anxiety. I mean, who doesn't sometimes? Thank you so much for all the support you've given me, and I can't wait to see where it takes us next.